Hello there and welcome back to my channel. My name is Doug and I'm back with another episode of Pass Gas with Doug. Pass Gas is an acronym for Pen Acquisition Syndrome and Gear Acquisition Syndrome. And these episodes help those with the affliction live vicariously through pen videos to help curb their pen fantasies. So welcome, fellow sufferer. This episode was going to be a trip to another pen store here in Calgary, but alas, we're all on lockdown. As you can see, I've done my duty as someone over 60 to protect myself from the virus. First, I went out in a snowstorm and lined up with 500 other people in a crowd to get my supply of toilet paper and liquor.
It's not even 9 o'clock.
The toilet paper is because I watch CNN, and it scares me shitless. Now I wonder why I need all that toilet paper if I have no shit. Also, I picked up some medicinal alcohol. I did avoid the 24-pack of Corona, however. I've changed my behavior by isolating myself in my basement studio with my fountain pens and my guitar. Okay, well, I guess my behavior hasn't changed that much. But I've got my protective gear. My woodworking mask, my shop goggles, and my hat, of course, protects my head, my gloves for safe fountain penning. Keep your pens in your pants, folks. So instead of taking you with me to Madison Page in downtown Calgary, I've decided to take you with me pen shopping online. Since my China suppliers are still dealing with getting supplies, it is getting better for them every day, which is something to look forward to for us. Instead of spending $60 on 6 pens on eBay, I'm going to spend $60 on 1 pen from North America. Of course, the part that rots my stinky little socks is that the shipping alone on this 1 pen will be enough to cover another great Pen BBS fountain pen. But I want to take you with me, dear viewer, watching me from your own basements across the isolated world, and to get you to help me pick the pen. I will look at 5 finalists and get you to tell me which I should buy. Then I'll purchase the pen and we can march to the empty mailbox every day in anticipation of the pen arriving and my video review. So let's start shopping right now. Okay, so here we go. This is the first time I've done this, so bear with me. So I'm going to shop online at Goulet Pens. Their shipping is really pricey for me. It's $28 American to get here to Calgary. And Jet Pens is a little bit better. I think they're only like $18.50 or something like that US. But Brian Goulet and his videos sort of got me started about a year ago in exploring. I've used their site once. They're very friendly. And I kind of want to throw my business his way. But we'll see when it comes down to which pen I actually choose. Whether we go with Goulet or we go with Jet Pens or maybe Amazon or maybe there's a Canadian supplier that might be better. But I've selected 5 pens and in no particular order. Well, why don't we start with this one here. This is the Twisty Echo. And when I did my giveaway, I asked people what their favorite under $50 fountain pen was. And a lot of votes came for the Twisty Echo. So we're going to take a look at that Twisty. Here we are. And there are the Echoes. Of course, there's this new yellow one, which is a special edition. I'm not fond of it. I'm not fond of any of these colors, actually, other than the transparent one. And I must say that when the Twisty Echo got all these votes, I went down to my pen shop when we were still able to travel, and I took a look at one. And I was not impressed. I've got a couple of piston fillers. This felt as inexpensive and inexpensive feeling as many of the Chinese piston fillers I've got, especially the end finial up here. I thought that was very cheaply kind of manufactured. And I thought, well, I don't know that I would even spend, that's $28. That's going to be more like $35 by the time it's Canadian. And then a lot more than that when you add $28 in shipping. So do I really want one of those? If I wanted one, I wouldn't get it at Goulet Pens. I would probably go down to my pen shop and get one there for a lot less money. So let's go back to the Twisbys. And there is a pen that I am interested in. That's a Twisby. A friend of mine has a Twisby, and he really loves it. So I want to see what all the fuss is about. And that's this Twisby Vac Mini. It looks like it might be a very interesting vac filler. It looks somewhat like my Pen BBS 456. It's not as big as the Wing Sung 699, but at $60 it would be expensive, more expensive than both of them. And of course you can get it in a stub for an extra $5. But I think I would be interested in getting a broad and trying that. And it also has a much nicer end finial. And I think looks like it's finished a little bit better than the Echo. So let's add that to our cart. So here's our first choice. The Vac Mini in clear and a broad nib. Now, let's look at another one on my list. Now this pen fascinates me. This is the, where are you, Noodlers? Go over to Noodlers, and this is the Noodlers Triple Tail. Now, I've seen in videos this pen in action, and that triple-tined music nib looks fascinating. And I watched a video from Peter Draws. I was kind of grossed out because I think he was eating chicken wings at the same time and getting chicken wings all over his page and his pen, and I had to stop watching. Ugh. But that really looks interesting to me, and especially that kind of draw filler that's there and that triple-tined nib. I'm not sure whether I'd be any good at it, but at $55, it's under the $60 limit that I've set myself, and I think I'll add that to my cart. Do I want to add anything else? I might add one of these bottles. If I get the Twisby, I might add one of these little ink bottles that fit the vac filler perfectly and do a demonstration there. That'd be cool. So what's next on my list? Ah, yes. Let's go to the CAV. That's not CAV. There we are. The CAV EcoSport. A lot of people mention the CAV EcoSport. I've seen a number of reviewers use these quite regularly and like them a lot. And I really like this Bordeaux color with the gold nib. Now that's a number 5 nib, I think, but still a really nice looking pocket pen. And of course I would want to add a clip to that as well for another $6. So that's well within my price range. So at $33 plus another $28, of course. So we're in around the, of course, my $60 is not including the shipping, but it does include it, out of my pocketbook. Do I want any of these things? No, I don't. Okay, what's next on my list? Ah, yes, Pilot. Now, I've got one of these. It's not $60, but boy, that's a beautiful pen. That E95S, I just love it. And I like this Pilot Falcon. It's well outside my price range. But I'm looking for the Pilot Prera. I've seen JPL review this pen very favorably. And they're in that price range. And they look like a really nice little piston filler pen. Now I've chosen the black because I want to be able to not have to match the color of the pen with my ink. I want to be able to put whatever ink color I want in there, and black sort of goes with everything. So I think that's a nice looking pen. And for my nib choice, on this because there are a lot of choices here. You have fine, medium, and a stub. I think I'm going to go with the stub because I do have a Pilot Metropolitan, and apparently that nib is directly interchangeable with the Pilot Metropolitan. So I already have a medium. So if I get a stub and I don't like the stub, I can always put a medium on it. So let's add that. At $56, it's in a good range. There we go. And the last one on my list is, I might get some controversy about this choice, is a Conklin. Now, I was kind of pining after a Conklin crescent filler, especially the Mark Twain, for Christmas. But I got the Pilot E95S, maybe next Christmas. I like that Mark Twain with the chased. Let's look at it for a second here. I love the look of this pen with that chased finish on it, which is very reminiscent of antique fountain pens, and that Conklin crescent filler collar. I think the filling system is fascinating. The pen looks great, and I love that black nib. And it's a Bach, which apparently I'm supposed to like. So anyway, that pen is way out of my range. We have to go back to the Conklin Durograph. So this is the one that caught my eye, and this is a Goulet Pens exclusive. This is the Durograph Omniflex. Now the Omniflex, I think, is out of stock. Yeah, they're out of stock. So what I thought was, I would look at just getting a medium. I love the look of this pen. It reminds me of that matte finish. Reminds me of the Visconti Homo sapiens. And with that rose gold, it looks almost bronze. It looks like that Homo sapiens Bronze Age, which I really like that look. And the dark black nib on that black pen looks very sexy indeed. So get a medium. Actually, they have Omniflex nibs, the Omniflex steel nib unit in black for another $24. So you'd be able to swap it in and out. If I don't like the flexi experience of that pen, I could swap it out for a medium. So let's add that to the cart as well. I know it's extra, but I could probably buy that later. So here we have the 5 pens for your consideration. The Conklin Durograph in black matte rose gold, the Pilot Prera in black, the CAV EcoSport in Bordeaux with a clip, the Noodlers Triple Tail Flex Fountain Pen in clear, and the VAC Mini from Twisty, also in clear, with a broad nib. Which one of those pens do you think I should buy? So I'm going to leave this in my shopping cart. I'll give about a week for comments. I've put up a poll on my channel, and you can vote by poll which of these pens I should buy. And then after about a week, I think I'll come back and do another online purchase of this pen. And then we can all wait together to see when the pen comes to my mailbox. In the meantime, I'm going to go over to Jet Pens and look for these same 5 pens. Now, I've already done this, but you can see they don't have some of the pens that I was looking for. There's the Noodlers Triple Tail. It's $55. What was it over at Goulet? It was $55 as well. And the VAC Mini is $62.50, whereas at Goulet it was $60. And the CAV EcoSport is $24.50 without the clip. And here it's $27. And the clip was $6. I think it was $6. And the Prera was $41.50. And the Prera here was $56. So there's quite a bit of difference in some of these. So we might have to go with jet pens. Sorry, Brian. What was the other one I was looking at? Ah, yes, the Duraflex, $60, but it's not the same one. This does have the Omniflex nib, but it's not the same finish. So I'm not sure whether I would take that one or this one. They're both the same price. My feeling is I would probably go for this one. It's a sexier looking pen. But there are my choices. I'm going to leave them both in the carts on both sites. So I'm going to keep getting email over the next week saying, have you forgotten us? Did you forget to leave these things in your cart? You haven't paid for them. Are you still interested? Yeah, I'm interested in you leaving me alone. That's what I'm interested in. Let's calculate the shipping. I'm going to blur this out so you don't see my address. But let's get a quote. So my quote to Canada on the shipping from Jet Pens is $18.50. And I know that from Goulet, when I do this, my shipping to Canada is going to be $28 US. So there's a consideration as well. So there you have it. Which pen should I get, folks? Let me know in the poll. It's been fun shopping with you. And as always, thanks for watching. And that's all she wrote.